Yo, check it. All right, y'all, what is up? You are back for another video with DataZero. AMC stock, GME stock. Have we been played? Is it all over? I'm going to be answering that question and more in this video. You do not want to miss a second of this update. We're also going to be talking about the overall stock market and cryptocurrency market. If you're interested in that, stick around to the end. But let's not waste any more of your precious time and hop in the charts, the facts, the data. Let's go. All right, y'all, what is up? You are back for another video with DataZero. In this video, we're looking at AMC, GME, and SPY. We're also going to look at the overall cryptocurrency market. This is your daily outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. This video is not financial advice and should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset. Now, let's go ahead and hop in the charts and show you guys and girls exactly what's going on for today. So obviously, red day for GME and AMC. We had a bloody pullback for the meme stocks, and the overall stock market absolutely took a dive to the downside. We're going to be looking at GME right off the bat and giving you guys technicals and why I think GME is set to see a recovery and why I think we have not been played and why I think we are still on track for the fractal, and I think this was a fake out to the downside, and I'm going to explain why I feel that way. Hopping right into the GME fractal from the 2021 run-up, you can see that we had that overall double bottom structure. You can see that bottom number one, bottom number two. You can see that the current price right now, we are having the same thing. Bottom number one, bottom number two. We broke past that 2667 level and got that big push to the upside that I talked about, tracking perfectly with our predictions to move to the upside. You can see that price went up to about $29.99 and then got rejected and knocked back down is what we're seeing today. Now, this might be kind of hard to see on a phone, but on a computer or TV you could see this better, but I'll try to zoom it in and make it the best and clear as possible. But you can see here on the fractal from the 2021 run-up, we have a gap. You can see that gap is made after the double bottom. So you have that bull flag push up, then you make that gap, and then you come back down, and then you have that overall rally. You can see that we've had that double bottom, we've had that bull flag push up, and we have that very same gap. This is the gap that I warned about and told everybody would be a problem. Gaps get filled, and we would be coming back down to fill that gap. Well, lo and behold, today we came back down and filled the gap. Now, you can see what happens in the fractal. After that, you get a very sharp recovery back to the upside because this is indeed a fake out to the downside. Now, I think we are going to be seeing this recovery, and there are several reasons why. You can see that you do have these buy orders down here, buy orders ready to be bought for GME stock, and right now in after hours we're starting to see a little bit of recovery, and we are breaking above key levels, which I'm going to show you here in a second. So I think we are still on track. I do not think that the fractal is off track, and based off everything that I've been seeing so far, all of the shorting, all of the manipulation, all of the tactics that they use to try to push the stock down and stump momentum, all it really does is just expand the fractal. If you look at this segment here for the overall fractal, you see how it's very condensed. If you look at what happened in our recent history, it's kind of expanded. It looks like the fractal still plays out, the algorithm still plays out, and all of the shorting, all of the tactics, it's just stalling manipulation tactics, and everything still plays out the way it's supposed to. That is what I'm seeing so far. It doesn't seem like they can really knock it off track, as we have been tracking with this for the past 2 to 3 months since that last major run up here for GME, and of course that double bottom at 995. So we are still tracking, in my personal opinion, and I believe we are on track to see a recovery, and we're going to be looking at the technicals here on why I think that, and also what we're going to be looking for tomorrow on the live stream. Make sure you lock in and subscribe, because I do live stream every single day, market open to market close. You can see right now that we are above the key levels here of 2593. We want to hold that level. If we hold that level, that's going to give us the potentiality of breaking the key level of 2667. If we break back above 2667, we are back in the game to push towards that $30 level and get the overall rally and V-shaped recovery that we are looking for. Now, there is a small little gap fill down here that I want everyone to be aware of. And I want you guys to know about, so in case we do fill that in the morning, you are prepared. The gap fill is at 25.42. So there is a possibility that we do come down to that level in the morning, and I would expect a recovery back to the upside. Now, based off everything I'm seeing here, it actually doesn't look like we're going to be filling that gap at this current point in time. We might fill it when we come back down of the other side of this rally. You can see that the Bollinger Bands are constricting on the 10-minute time frame and on the 15-minute time frame, and we also have a green MACD on the 15-minute time frame and 30-minute MACD curling up to cross green. This is showing me that we are going to make a recovery. Also, you can see RSI extremely oversold, especially on these higher time frames. So it looks like we're going to be getting a bounce, in my personal opinion, and that would track exactly with what we're expecting for the fractal to actually move back to the upside, and this actually be a fake out to the downside. So we're going to be looking very, very closely if we can break back above the levels of 26.67 tomorrow on the live stream. Based off everything I see here now, I do think that is going to be the case. Of course, they are going to try to short it down, and I will give you their price targets right now. GameStop price targets that they're going to be having, and I'll go through the same thing for AMC. They're going to be looking for max pain. Max pain is where they make the most amount of money off of options premium. The option premium is what you pay when you buy the options. They make the most if they can get the price to $25 on GME stock. That's going to be their price target. Now, of course, they don't want $25 even, because all of the $25 calls would go in the money at that point. So they're going to be aiming for about $24.99, $24.98, and that is the price they're going to be looking for to push it down tomorrow. They haven't been able to get price max pain for the past couple of weeks on either AMC and GME stock, and I don't believe they're going to be getting it this time, but I want you to be prepared and let you know that that is the price target that the market makers and the short sellers are going to be pushing for. So be prepared for that. AMC's max pain is $5, similar situation to GME. They do not want $5 calls ending up in the money, so they're going to try to push it down to about $4.98, $4.99 in that range. So that's what we're looking at for AMC and GME as far as max pain is concerned. And short shares available to borrow, as you guys can see right now, they do have only 350,000 short shares available to borrow for AMC, which is not a lot. Of course, this could change as early as tomorrow morning, but they are running out of ammo, and this could be signs of a possible bounce because they don't have as many short shares to short. They were absolutely dumping on AMC. You guys can see they had a total of 6.3 million short shares that they have dumped from Wednesday into now, which is absolutely insane. Again, just prolonging and stalling tactics. If we go to GME, you can see that they do have 1.4 million short shares available to short at time of recording. Cost to borrow is still on an overall downtrend. We want to see these numbers come up. You can see right here with these white lines that the volume of shorting has been going up, so they are shorting more, but the price of cost to borrow is going down. That is a divergence, so we could possibly see a big spike in cost to borrow, and we are hoping to see cost to borrow go up, because the more it costs to borrow these shares, the less shares they'll be able to get. AMC cost to borrow is sitting at 1.6%, and GME cost to borrow is sitting at a low 0.47%. Again, unfortunately, right now, it is easy to short these stocks, and they are shorting a lot. You can see shorting volume going up substantially, but again, the price is going up. So they are shorting while the price is going up, meaning they are beginning to get more and more underwater, which could potentially lead to a short squeeze. So this is indeed actually the type of setup that we do want to see, but we want to see those cost to borrow levels go up. So that's what we're looking at as far as fundamental data for AMC and technicals for GME. Let's move into AMC technicals and show you what we have going on for there and what I expect for tomorrow and why I believe we will see that. If we go ahead and hop into the AMC fractal, you guys can see that AMC right now is retesting the bull flag. We had this overall bull flag that we've been tracking. It looked like we were about to take off here on Wednesday, but then they dumped 6 million short shares. They also have these sell walls here. These are sell orders, basically limit orders, shares ready to be sold if price gets to that target. So that's selling pressure that we will experience once we get to those levels. You can see they have it right around that $5.50 to $6 level because they don't want us to break above $6, because if we break above $6, we will absolutely start to run. So they don't want us to break above $6. Dangerously close to those levels right now. If we look at what's happening as far as price and technicals are concerned, we're retesting. We had this breakout and we are now retesting this bull flag. We do have these buy orders right here at about 488. I don't really anticipate AMC going that low, but we do have buy orders there if we did go that low. But I really do want to see AMC hold $5, and I want to see us get a bounce with GME. And if the fractal is to continue, we want to see a bounce as well. If this is indeed just the breakout of the bull flag, we're going to see a nice move to the upside. So this actually would be a good thing if this was the breakout and then the retest. That's going to give us a huge push to the upside. So not to fill you with too much hopium, but if we do bounce off of that level, we could get a major push to the upside. We want to keep holding the levels of about $5. So again, I want to see AMC hold $5. I do think we will be able to hold that level as of what I'm seeing right now, and I will explain why based off the technicals here. Again, you can see bullish momentum starting to build. If you look at RSI on these higher time frames, it was hitting that oversold territory, so we are going to be looking for buyers to step in. You can see here on the 30-minute MACD trying to curl up, and on the 15-minute MACD is green. It looks like we will be able to break above this sloping support and resistance here, and that would give us a pop to the upside. If we have a bullish Friday, that is going to be absolutely devastating shorts for both AMC and GME. So again, if we get a recovery in Friday, that is going to be devastating. Remember, they're going to want to push us down to those price targets that I mentioned earlier. If we start to trend up, they will have to start hedging for calls because all those calls go in the money. That means they have to buy shares out of the open market, which means it's going to push the price up. So if we can maintain $5, that's good. If we can get above $5.50, we get more gamma. They're going to have to buy more shares. And you can see the same thing for GameStop. If we go higher, they'll have to buy more shares, and you can see how things could quickly get out of control and snowball out of control if we do get some bullish momentum and a recovery on a Friday. So we want to see what's happening tomorrow. Very, very critical time for the meme stocks. I gave you guys the levels that we're looking for. Also, there is a very, very small gap fill here right underneath $5.50. It's on the 1 minute time frame. I know some people will say that doesn't matter, but gaps do matter. They're liquidity zones. That's why they matter, and they will get filled. There's a liquidity zone right underneath that $5.50 for AMC. I'm thinking we're going to see a bounce back to the upside, and if we get over $5.50, especially on Friday, we could definitely see a nice pop to the upside. Remember, they're going to be trying to push us down towards that $4.98, $4.99 price target, but I believe we're going to be seeing a recovery based off everything I'm seeing here. Also, we got way outside the bands. We're now back inside the bands, so that means price is going to be recovering. We're not riding the bands to the downside anymore, so that means all of that bearish momentum is ending the same way it is with the bullish upside when you ride the bands to the upside. I showed you guys here on GME on the 4-hour time frame how we were riding the bands to the upside. Once you come back inside the band, you're going to see a pullback. Same thing, but in reverse for the bands to the downside. You ride the bands to the downside, but once you start to come inside of the bands and use the bands as support, that's going to be a recovery. You can see here on the 2-hour time frame, we are getting that bullish hammer candle right off of the bands as support, meaning we're probably going to see a recovery. So based off everything I'm seeing here, I think AMC is actually going to see a recovery tomorrow. This was a fake out to the downside, and we have not been played. So that's what I'm looking at for AMC and GME. Let's quickly move into SPY, and then I'll cover cryptocurrency and then wrap up this video. SPY did get a slight recovery, as we did talk about. Not as bullish as we expected, but it did get a recovery. Then absolutely capitulated to the downside. SPY is working on topping out. I'm telling you guys right now, SPY is working on topping out. This bubble is about to pop. We have finally confirmed this overall trend line that has been support for so long as resistance. You can see every time we've broken back down out of this trend line, we've come right back inside of it and confirmed it as support. Right here was the biggest chance to break down out of it. We came back inside of it, used it as support. Came back inside of it, used it as support. We finally, here when we made this bear flag, retested it as resistance, and we are now using that channel that has been overall support as resistance. I told y'all once we break down out of this channel, that is going to be a sign that SPY is ready for a major pullback, and I think we are setting up for just that. If you look at stocks like Nvidia, like Apple. Nvidia is playing out that double top that I've been talking about. You can see top number 1, top number 2. If Nvidia loses this key levels of 117.15, you're gonna see that double top play out. Right now it is using that levels as support, so you could see a little bit of recovery in the market, especially if Nvidia starts to push back up. It looks like it's going to try to fill this gap fill to the upside, which means the overall market could try to fill the gap fill to the upside. I do think SPY is going to be seeing a little bit of a bounce tomorrow, so do expect that. We have a lot of bullish divergence starting to build here on the smaller time frames. RSI was trending up while price was trending down. That bullish divergence is starting to play out, so I do think SPY is going to see a decent bounce, and we have multiple gap fills to the upside, so be prepared for that. But I think overall this is going to be topping out. Again, I think there's a rotation happening from these overbought, overvalued companies that are extremely overbought on these higher time frames into the smaller cap companies. That's why IWM has absolutely been ripping. I think that they're going to rotate out of these overbought companies and move into those oversold companies. Again, taking all of those gains and then putting it into another asset that's going to make more gains and just rotating around. That's what these people do. That's how they just keep generating money. They have big piles of money and just move it other places and generate more money. That's literally what they do all day. And I think that's what we're seeing now. If you know about the rotation and get ahead of the game and move with the smart money, you can make a ton of money. So again, we want to watch this, and this would be bullish for AMC and GME because AMC and GME is a mid-cap stock, and you can see it even correlates with AMC and GME. You can see how these stocks are at all-time lows, but you can see now that they're starting to get bullish momentum, and there's other stocks that are doing this as well that are mid-cap and small cap stocks. They're starting to bottom. You can see how weekly MACD is going green. Monthly MACD is going green. They're starting to trend up. Both AMC and GME are doing this. Again, rotating out of stocks like Nvidia, and if it looks at look at the chart, it just makes sense. Rotating out of these that are way overvalued, way overbought, RSI overbought, and moving into things like these, RSI very, very low and undervalued. That's what they're going to be doing, and that would be bullish for AMC and GME. Also, there's a lot of bullish news coming out for AMC and GME as well. Box office doing well, so I wanted to put that in there. I think the bubble is popping. SPY, I think we're going to be seeing a push back to the upside to recovery, but overall, I think SPY is topping out in my personal opinion. Do watch for that recovery tomorrow. Don't get caught shorting too early, especially with RSI being at these low levels. So that's what I'm looking at for SPY in the overall stock market. I'm going to quickly move into Bitcoin and then wrap up this video. So Bitcoin, we want to see break back above 65,600. Bitcoin had a slight pullback. I think this pullback is leading into the move that's going to break above this 65.6K level. I think Bitcoin is actually setting up for something insane that's going to shock a lot of people. And I've talked about a time where the market would kind of pull back and Bitcoin would decouple from that. I think that time is coming. I feel like Bitcoin is going to actually make a break for all-time highs. You can see that we held this overall trend line to the upside, and Bitcoin is now in this overall consolidation range again. I think that this was a spring to grab liquidity, and Bitcoin's actually about to make a push for all-time highs. Again, we have things like the Ethereum ETF, spot ETF coming out, the Sol spot ETF coming out. We have the Bitcoin ETF. We have never seen a cryptocurrency market like this. It's more advanced, it's more mature, and I think we're going to see much higher prices. And I think Bitcoin has actually made a floor, and we're going to look back in the future and look back on these prices and say, man, I wish I would have bought more at that time. So I think Bitcoin's going to be recovering. I think Ethereum's going to be recovering as well. Ethereum making an overall mega bull flag. Look how big this bull flag is. I think Ethereum is also setting up to break all-time highs. Again, this is macro. This is going to take some time, but I think the crypto market is actually setting up for another leg to the upside in this overall bull run that we did call way back when Bitcoin was at $15,000. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the video. If you found it informative, go ahead and drop a like, press subscribe for more content like this. If you want to support the channel, just leave a comment down below. That helps to spread the video throughout the algorithm, or you could check out the merch store as well. I am wearing some of the merch right now. This is the hat that I'm wearing. This is customizable, girls and guys, and you could choose the colors as well. Link down in the description so you guys can check that out if you want as well to support the channel in a different way. And I appreciate you watching to the end, and as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out. All right, y'all, that was the video. If you found it informative, go ahead and drop a like and press subscribe for more content like this. Remember, you can check me out on Twitter and Discord for even more DataZero updates. And I appreciate you if you watch the end. Again, leave a comment down below and drop a like to help out the channel. And as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.